Considering the year we had last year, it kind of made sense that most movie release dates were postponed. But despite that, Pixar was still able to bring out two new original films, which were both up to their usual high standards. But now we're in a new year, and it seems like Pixar are not slowing down as they have announced a number of new projects that will be coming out in the next few years, which they all look and sound really interesting, and I'm excited to see the new direction that Pixar are going in. So I thought today I will give my thoughts on the new upcoming Pixar projects, and yes, I know these were announced back in December, but I've been putting this video off for the last month. So I'm finally making it. Okay, so let's start with the shorts that will be releasing onto Disney+. First we have Pixar Popcorn, which was only released last Friday. This is a new series of a collection of bite-sized shorts that feature around Pixar characters that we're already familiar with. The 10 shorts include To Fitness and Beyond, Unparalleled Parking, Dory Finding, Soul in the City, 2 shorts about Bunny and Ducky, Chore Day, The Incredible Way, A Day in the Land of the Dead, Dancing with the Cars, Cookie Num Num, and Play All. The collection of these short films come from Toy Story, Cars, Finding Dory, The Incredibles, Soul, and Coco. These short stories sound absolutely crazy in my opinion. According to the description of one of them is about Buzz Lightyear leading an aerobics class for Bonnie's Toys. Another is about the Pars doing chores super style. These shorts sound perfect for little kids who just want a taste of their favourite Pixar characters. And it is really just a taste because these shorts only go for 1 to 3 minutes. Next we have the short series. The first one that will be released later this year is a new series that takes place after the events of Up called Doug Days. Following the life of Doug as he moves to suburbia along with Carl, and he has to deal with the challenges of living in that area. It is directed by Bob Peterson, who voices Doug, and it sounds like an interesting series. Up is a great film, and I'm pretty sure that the series will go for a more light-hearted approach. Hopefully. Bob Peterson also directed Forky Asks a Question, so I'm confident again that this will be perfect for kids and will not be a show about Doug struggling to survive on the streets. It can't get any sadder than the start of Up. But no, this is just going to be a fun adventure about the tales of Doug. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about this one. Although I definitely have a lot to say about the next one. Cars, the series. Okay, so apparently 3 Cars movies, 2 spin-off movies, and 16 short films weren't enough for this franchise. But nope, the Cars franchise is back again with a whole new series. So the premise of the series follows the adventures of Lightning McQueen and Mater as they embark on a cross-country road trip. They will travel to imaginative destinations, meeting new characters, as well as catching up with old friends along the way. It will be released later in 2022, and so far, that is all we know. Yeah, I was never really a big fan of Cars movies when I was a kid. I knew people who were, but I was just never really into them. The Cars franchise in itself is not the best concept. Taking cars living in the human world without humans, but still doing things humans would do, it's just a little strange. And in terms of critical success, the bottom 3 ranked Pixar movies according to Rotten Tomatoes are Cars, Cars 3, and Cars 2. But the Cars franchise has sold the most toys, so it definitely ranges popular with kids. So if that's the reason they're making it because of popularity and they want to keep the franchise fresh in everyone's minds, then that's fine. It's better than them making a 4th Cars movie. Now so far, all of the series I've talked about have been based on already established films. But Pixar are still making good new original material, and that is the case with our next new Disney Plus series coming out in 2023, Win or Lose. The show is about a middle school softball team leading up to their championship game. Each episode will focus on a different character and be told from their perspective in the week leading up to the big game. The show will focus on the problems we have to face in everyday life and will touch on a number of important lessons and values. This is Pixar's first original long-form series, and in my opinion, I really like the concept. I've actually thought about this type of concepts before, and I'm really glad that Pixar are making a show based around the perspective of different characters based in the same area. It sounds like a really interesting storytelling device, and I can't wait for them to explore it in this new Disney Plus series. Now on to the new feature films that will be released in the next couple of years. The films that will be included amongst Pixar's lineup of incredible movies. Hopefully. So the first film that will be released is only in a few months. Luca is a coming-of-age story set in a seaside town on the Italian Riviera. The 2 main characters, Luca and Alberto, have an unforgettable summer filled with gelato, pasta, and scooter rides. But the new friend's fun is threatened by a deeply held secret, where there are sea monsters from another world lurking just below the water's surface. Now, just from that little description that has been given, I can comfortably say that this sounds really interesting. The concept sounds fun and thrilling, but apart from that little description, we don't actually know a lot about this film. They leaked a little teaser at Disney's Investor Day, but so far, we don't even know who's supposed to be in the cast. From what I could find, there's a little bit of concept art for the film, and it looks like it'll be pushing Pixar's boundaries even more and being experimental. Because I really like the animation style. It looks like they're going for a different direction and taking a whole new stylistic approach. And it's unlike any of other Pixar's previous films. But it also looks like it'll be continuing with the traditional Pixar method, taking this thing and giving it a whole world of its own. But yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure that there'll be more info about Luca that will be announced in the coming months. We might even get a trailer for the film eventually, but Luca will be out on the 17th of June 2021. On to the next Pixar film that will be released on the 11th of March 2022. So according to the description that has been given, Mei Li is a confident, dorky 13-year-old, torn from between staying her mother's dutiful daughter and the chaos of adolescence. And as if changes to her interests, relationships, and body weren't enough, whenever she gets too excited, which for a teenager is practically always, she poofs into a giant red panda. Sorry, what? Is that really what this is about? Is this correct?
She uncontrollably poofs into a giant red panda.
A giant red panda.
Oh, wait, no it is. Okay. Well, this sounds kind of interesting. I did say that I was hoping that Pixar would go in more bold new directions, and this is certainly bold. But no, in all seriousness, this actually does sound like an interesting concept. It reminds me a bit of Inside Out with the whole aspect of growing up just without the big fluffy red panda. And I think that they could really tell an interesting story and go in different directions. I can imagine that the movie will focus on the hardships of being a teenager and going through the emotional and physical changes or having to deal with school, relationships, and will highlight the struggles of fitting in when you're that age. And when you add the twist of a girl that turns into a red panda amongst all of that and trying to have to keep it a secret so she won't get judged, definitely has somewhere to go with the story. The film was directed by Domee Shi, who directed the Academy Award-winning Pixar short Bao, so it looks like they are now giving her a shot to make her own feature film, and I like how Pixar are giving new filmmakers their chance to make their own story. And that makes me really excited for Turning Red, because I'm sure that the film will touch on important themes and messaging, and also have its own Pixar touch into the mix. And now onto the final feature film that Pixar have announced. Now, this one for me is the most exciting, and definitely the most unexpected, because Toy Story 4 looked like it had been the end of the franchise. But they have just announced that they're not making another Toy Story movie, but a spin-off about Buzz Lightyear. So Buzz Lightyear, the toy that we know from the Toy Story films, is based off a character from a movie. And that's what they're doing. They're making the movie that he is based off. Now, originally I just thought that this would be some straight-to-Disney Plus special, but no, this is an official feature-length Pixar release that will be in cinemas on the 17th of June 2022. From the little description that has been given, it is said that the film will revolve around Buzz and how a young test pilot became the space ranger we all know today. Now, just from that little snippet there, it sounds like it will be a very promising story. I can imagine that the story will focus on some key elements that we already know about the character, like his enemy Zurg, who is also his father, and things that we hear Buzz the toy talk about, and how it's translated into the film, and I think it definitely has some story to work with there. I think it will be pretty different from the Buzz Lightyear of Star Command straight-to-DVD movie that they made decades ago, but it might take inspiration from that and go in a completely different direction. Buzz will not be played by Tim Allen, but rather Chris Evans, and I can understand why they did this because Tim Allen voices Buzz the toy, and this is Buzz from the In-Universe movie. But I think it will be cool to see Chris Evans voicing this iconic role, and I can't wait to see what they do with Lightyear. I think it will be a very good addition to the Toy Story films. But make sure to comment down below what you think of these new Pixar movies and which one you're excited about the most. And also, guys, thank you so much for 100 subscribers. In my eyes, that's a really great achievement. And in the next year, I want to keep making new content and trying new things on the channel. And if you want to see more videos like this one, where I go over the new Star Wars movies that have been announced or Marvel, I would definitely do that. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a big thumbs up. And I'll see you next Friday.